All right, so hello everyone and welcome to another AMA. This one is with global market, and just a quick reminder for you all that are potentially just joining now that their special sale is already live, and as I already stated, I shall be providing you with all of the useful links and information throughout the AMA as well. So yeah, it's a pleasure having you here, Rishi and Dave. So for starters, you can give some background information about the project. I know you're also backed, with it's a real life business, so having connections to that is for sure, a great way to secure some partnerships as well. So yeah, for starters, you can give some background information about the team, and then we'll of course jump to your presentation as well as everything you have to offer and what you're all about. So thank you, and the floor is of course all yours.
Okay. Dave, do you want to? Yeah. Well, I mean, I can start with a little bit of background on who we are and, how this project has come to life and what we're hoping to achieve. So
yeah, for sure. Sorry, Rishi, just a kind reminder that your video has been paused. So just...
Okay, sorry.
Perfect. Yeah. Just so you're aware, it's no problem at all. Perfect.
No worries. So yeah, essentially, for us, so my name is Rishi Mittal, located out here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And, I own several businesses. The idea for Global Market Token came about almost a year ago now. And, the purpose behind the launch of this token is to start sharing profits with our crypto community, with the community that's supporting us by utilizing virtual as well as real world assets. So what we have done is we have partnered with a few companies here in Canada, one of them being Opulence Management Corp. And so what we specialize in there is land acquisition, real estate acquisition, development. So the point is that as we develop our product and our services, that we will be investing capital into real world assets, such as real estate, other hard assets such as vehicles and different things of this nature. And as we generate profit, is to share that profit with our community. The reason this project came to light was what we witnessed in the crypto world is that there were a lot of projects that did not have any kind of backing. A coin or a token was generated without any kind of use. Our goal is to merge the virtual with the real world, where people can utilize our token and other crypto assets to be able to be used in the real world. So we are planning on launching a marketplace in which you can buy and sell virtual and real world assets utilizing fiat and crypto currencies. We are launching our own DeFi, our own DEX. And, the goal here, what we realize is that majority of the world population is not utilizing crypto. They don't understand it. And, that's a huge chunk of the market. We're talking about probably at least 97, 98% of the world market, which we don't, the crypto world doesn't really have much exposure to. And we want to merge all of this together and kind of, have an explosion essentially of use of cryptocurrency. I myself am not a technology based individual, and I was lucky enough to be working with Dave and our team of developers and our local, our team here for marketing. And, so the goal is obviously global expansion. There's also another really fun partnership we have with a company called Ghost Kitchens, which again is more of a use base. So you can go and utilize our token or other currencies into the restaurant sector, and you can go and buy items from the restaurant at a discounted rate, utilizing our token for now. But the goal there is to expand out the use on with respect to people that provide goods and services online, as well as in brick and mortar locations. So it's very, very exciting. We're very, very excited about our launch, and we're very excited for the future and what we're going to be doing. As of right now, our projects are Canada based, but as we expand online, the goal is to take our projects worldwide. So, I mean, that's what I have to say. Dave, I don't know if you want to add anything to this.
If I can quickly interrupt before Dave gets his proportion of the information to us, just wanted to say that I like the fact how you guys are, starting off small and then kind of, step by step, then expanding, with all the cryptocurrencies that are going to be available for the restaurant sector itself, for example, and that you're planning on, mass adoption at the end of the day, because I do agree with you that it's something, the whole crypto space is not something that the majority of, let's say people that did not yet manage to find themselves in the space are not actually familiar with it, right? So if you are to merge, real life businesses or real life, I guess if you in general take the fact that all of the utilities and all of the potentially sectors throughout the world that they find in business and economy, if you manage to merge them, it's just a perfect fit, because it's a plan for mass adoption, which at the end of the day should be very successful, because you're bringing it to real life people, and therefore you can show that it's utility that can be also used with fiat and therefore in real life as well, which is perfect. And I like what you guys are doing here. Just wanted to quickly touch upon that before Dave says anything.
I love how you understood that. A lot of people are like, what are you trying to do? And that's exactly what you just said. That's our target, and that's why this project is so exciting for us.
Yeah, exactly. I do believe that anyone who has, any experience in the crypto space, will see the utility and what you guys are trying to accomplish here. And it's something that is, fairly straightforward. So if you are to take your time, like, for example, this AMA that you're now, giving an introduction as well as the presentation, it's something that I believe that any real life people should understand in like half an hour of the presentation what you're trying to accomplish, which is perfect, because the simpler the better for mass adoption.
No, perfect. And I forgot to mention one thing is the good news here is that we already have assets that we've acquired. So it's not like this is conceptual. We've already taken part in four massive land projects out here in Canada, and that for us is also exciting, because like you said, we are going slowly, but what we're doing is we've built a foundation already that's already backed. It's not as if we're just trying to launch our token just to raise capital. We've already invested, and our target now is to invest further and have a global adoption. One of the things that I have seen, I don't know, like I lost a lot in the crypto space, during this downturn. I'm sure a lot of other people have as well. And that's one of the things that we realize is that, it's very important that people actually have something that's asset backed, something that is not just something virtual where there is no backing, because we have real world assets already. So, there's a lot of security there for any user, for anything that they invest. And the exciting part here is that, the community that works with us, that invests with us, will partake in, in all the profits. So that's why I think sharing, how they say sharing is caring. That's our goal. We want everyone to succeed. We want everyone to benefit. It's not just for us. The world needs this, and it's going to be an explosion. That's the way I look at it, and it's coming. The real world merging with the virtual world, with the crypto world. This is what's necessary for mass adoption. So yeah, sorry, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. I'll just leave it up to you or Dave. I don't know, Dave, if you want to add anything else.
I guess you pretty much told everyone about everything, about the secret of our project behind.
If I can maybe be a little bit more on the technology side, the how our platform is built and our future plans on that.
Okay, great. Sure. Very good morning, everyone. So let me share my video. Okay, so this is my background a little bit, right? So
The
I work
setup
pretty
is
much
sick.
with
Just wanted to say
the
that. Damn. Amazing, Dave.
yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you. So uh, my background actually, I'm from the digital finance, right? So I came to Rishi actually. I said, Rishi, listen, we lost a lot in the market. So can we generate something good for the people, right? I said, then let's start from the start from a piece of paper, and he start to scratch up around and moving here, moving there, become like seven or nine options. And I said, that's it. That's gonna be the ideas, right? So we to develop this. Rishi and the team as well develop the legal entity, right? So we don't want to have any trouble in the future, right? Because we are not legalized by the authority, right? That is very important because as we can see nowadays that crypto world, I mean crypto company, I would say that they don't have any legal entity completely, right? They build that after they run the operation. They start to realize they need something behind, you know. So we initiate with the legal entity at first, right? Before we start even the project. It was like October 21, right, Rishi? Yeah? Around that month, I think. Your mic is mute.
If you're on mute,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
Sorry.
happens. It happens to the best of us. Don't worry at all.
No, exactly. Our talks, as I mentioned, has been all over a year now, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we did. We're established in Canada. We're registered in Canada. We have a tax number, a business number registered with the government of Canada, and that was one of the things, was to have full transparency on who we are in our projects, and then we are also um, we have to be transparent to run a proper business. So go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. After we hold our license, then we start to work based on those scratch from VC. So we generate even from the couple of names. I said, listen, we are backed by the global hire. Why we not go with the global market? I said, yeah, let's go. And then yeah, we came to global market token incorporation, right? It's established and licensed. So in terms of the use case, right? So people wants to hear normally about the use case, right? Like multi-swap, you know, and then different kind of pairs. So we definitely, our decks will be go into that direction as usual, you know, as the same like the other white labels. For the main networks, we will go with definitely Binance Smart Chain, right? Since right now it's I would say it's picking up very positively, right? And then Ethereum, of course, as our native, you know, and then Arbitrum, Polygon. Later on, maybe we can bind with any kind of needs. It depends on the users what they actually needs for the future. So we will be there to facilitate, right? And then the features as well. For the DEX itself, we will launch approximately around mid of March, right after we finish the pre-sale. Okay, all the way up maybe probably until mid of April. Okay, that's our aim, right? According to our roadmap. Okay, so we work best on the roadmap. Couple of products that we have been through for the past like almost 5 months right now. It's ahead from the roadmap, which is really good, right? As Rishi mentioned in the beginning, that we're gonna have the payment gateway for our partners, right, such as a Ghost Kitchen and Opulence. So those payment gateway will go along with near future. Once we have enough capital, we will develop our stable token as well, right? But this is still on the end of the scratch, right? You see?
No, no,
Okay,
definitely.
and then yeah,
Dave, one of the things was also is when we're talking about merging both of the worlds together, is allowing
correct,
people to easily purchase through
correct,
fiat,
yeah,
right? And that's one
correct,
of the things.
yeah,
I think it's very complicated for the average person. So we're very excited about that as well.
yeah, yeah. So all of this comes from the ideas that, for example, like Global Hire, they are having such a lot of interest from different countries and having difficulties on doing the administration fee. So that's, I think, the reason crypto is the future, right? So we can have that in our portfolio, and they can actually use it worldwide, right? Because the format of the payment gateway, that will be the mobile apps. Okay, maybe you have other question, like I'm now start talking widely.
Yeah,
excited
for sure.
excited to explain about the project, right? So I rather to give the benefits instead of talking about technical part, because all the way through, almost the DEX and the checks, right, they are almost saying the same thing, right? Talking
Mhm.
about all this technical part. But as Rishi mentioned in the beginning as well, our aim is to share the profit to everyone, And of course, with the near future, we're gonna involve the DAO as well, right? Because DAO doesn't need CEO, but it's reliable, you know.
For sure, yeah, that's actually one of the questions that I was eager to know if you're planning on also implementing a DAO. So yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. Just before we do touch upon other things, I just noticed, and I have to ask this. Considering you're wearing a global markets hat, are you guys? Do you also have your own merch like available for the people? If I were to buy your merch, can I do so now? Just a quick question.
We'll send it to you.
Perfect,
Well, this is
absolutely, mate.
this is a part of the development. It's like a
Mhm.
branding. I go to the mall, I go to the everywhere of the place, and the sick part is behind, it's the barcode. So tomorrow I'm printing the barcode, which
Very,
is
very.
goes through the
Dave,
GemPad
Dave,
private sale.
you should turn around. Show them the QR code. Let's see if we can see it
Okay.
on camera.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm
Unfortunately,
ready.
unfortunately, not this one. The barcode, it's actually behind this, right? But
Okay.
not on this T-shirt, right? I have the other T-shirt which is on my laundry because yesterday I was golfing. Yeah, yesterday I was golfing and I'm wearing that one. I think pretty much people are excited to see, you know.
QR code
Perfect.
is walking behind your back.
That is
Yeah,
absolutely amazing. That's very unique, and I think it's just considering that if you do take a look at it like this, it's in this market that we're currently at, it's you guys have great utilities, and it's a matter of getting your name out, right? And with the things that you're currently
yeah,
doing, just endorsing on AMAs, your merch and everything, that's a perfect additional step to great marketing, which I do believe that you guys are really doing something unique here, especially the barcode that I have not heard of yet. And I have hosted many AMAs, I have looked at tons of projects, and I have not heard anything like this. So definitely unique, guys. Just wanted to give you props for that as well.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's why we want to stand different within the others, right? So
Mhm.
we came up with different kind of ideas, and we filter it. We talk, every night, every morning, over the coffee, over the Negroni, and everything. So yeah, we we finally found something that. Okay, I think this is the one that interesting right now, since
Mhm.
I have some different ideas also to develop that. Whatever merchandise we give to anyone, anybody, maybe I will put the NFC or a near field communication chip, right? Because now it's become less expensive, right? So I can place that chip so people, whoever passing by that T-shirt, that hat, they will recognize there will be a global market near there. You know.
That is perfect. I just wanted to say that I love the energy from the both of you. You can definitely feel the passion, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Just wanted to say that. I like, positive vibes, and that you're doing something for the community and to keep the investors safe, as well as, sharing profits with them, which is very refreshing. And I just wanted to commend you for that as well. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just quickly show you guys. I mean, there's nobody in the office right now, but I just want to give you guys a quick tour. So this is our head office in Edmonton, Alberta. As I mentioned, it's like 6:25 in the morning. Just to kind of give people an idea, right? So essentially, you can just kind of see, like, we're kind of part of an office building. So we have our global market token, global hire as well. So this is like kind of like a group of companies. So again, there's global hire, global market token, the advocate. So, when we're open, which we open at 9:00, it starts getting super busy. We have a lot of workstations. There's about 65 people that work in our office in Edmonton. But again, I know right now it doesn't look like much because it's all quiet. And as you guys can see, I don't know if you can see much outside. No, this is a window. But yeah,
we can't really, but we get the idea. It's no problem.
you guys can see me. I just thought I'd kind of show you a little bit about our operations, right? And then you have Dave with his massive computer setup and all that good stuff. So I just thought I'd just take a second to do that.
Amazing. The transparency is next level. Just wanted to say that. Perfect. All right, so if it's okay with you, since you did already touch upon some of the utilities and everything you're about, I would like to move on to some of my questions, and then, of course, we're going to cover some of the community's questions as well. So the first thing that I was kind of wondering, now it's perfect that you guys essentially focused, while in the bear market, you essentially focused on developing the utilities. So for the DEX, specifically, you said it's going to be ready at about, March, April. Of course, I'm not going to hold you accountable if it's going to be at a later date, because I know in this space you can't promise anything, right? So it's hard to give the exact dates on the planned utility to be released at the end of the day. So I was just wondering, since it's going to be a multi-chain swap, right? If you already planned on which chains you're going to implement as soon as it's live.
The chain itself will be covered around the Binance Smart Chains, right? Ethereum, and then Polygon. Later stage, we're gonna add some other chains, which is now like start to moving back, like Solana, because of this bong, right? Now is
yeah.
Positively, I would say, and everyone start to make a bong with this Sol, I think myself and Riz saw a little bit behind with the Solana because he lost something. I lost something as well.
Okay.
But yeah, asset is asset, right? If you sell it, you lost. If you hold it and just stay quiet on the graveyard. So we will have this one day, So nothing much a big development on the change, right? We focus on the program, I think, right? Like stacking, okay, since definitely that we're gonna have giving people less expensive on the tax and on the spreads because we're aiming to build our own routers, our own servers, right? So that's the reason why actually DEX cannot give lower than the usual charge, because they don't have the routers,
All right, perfect. Yeah, thank you very much for the clarification there. And I was just wondering if we do touch a little bit upon the staking staking. So to be more specific, the possibility to offer staking pools for project that will, list on the DEX. So what I was wondering, for the staking pools in general, would they be available as soon as the DEX is live, or would this come at a later date? So potentially, with the updates and whatnot.
I think that's one of the program that we will treat together by the time it launch, right? Because the trend right now, it's not only buying and selling, but stacking. Stacking is one of the best rate on DeFi right now. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, based on my research, definitely stacking and pools will be open for the public. Yeah, but not only public as well, developers as well can actually stack in our DEX, in our platforms, as a service. So we are not actually deciding right now how much is the cost of the service, but once we achieve to build our own router and server, and definitely we will have probably the lowest on the crypto world, because our aim is first to give back to the market.
Perfect. Another huge selling point, if you ask me. So again, since we did already touch upon that, the community comes first. So that is, the priority that every project should have, in my opinion, at the end of the day. So since we are talking about the community and transparency in general, so this is also tied to the DEX itself, but to keep the investor safe, I'm going to say. So for example, of the process of a token or project in general being listed on the DEX, will you provide some, inside information regarding as to do your own diligence, if you will? So are you planning on vetting the projects or token that will list on the DEX, or is anyone free to do so? Because I would think that it's very beneficial, considering that you also are giving back to investors and of course keeping the community safe. If you're going to have a specific security measure in order to vet them, which would be probably beneficial as well as great for investors at the end of the day. So
yeah. Okay. Thank you for the question. It's definitely right. So I would like to take it one step ahead, with regards to the stacking, right? With regards to the transparency. Okay. What we are using right now, it's really public blockchain. We don't hide anything. We don't hide fees. We don't hide nothing. That's the reason why we are getting good comments from the Cognitos, right? Our auditor. And we're ready to move on to the next auditing process, for the DEX, okay? Once it is finished and steady. So transparency for me, I think it's everything, either in the real world or in the crypto world, right? So we will definitely facilitate all the investors, developers to their assets, okay? And we will secure as we can, because the minus point of developing is like somebody stealing the money, right? Either the developers or hackers. So I will not give that rooms to anyone. Okay. For example, right now we have dev wallets, right? The mobile itself, I took it just yesterday because I need to register on GemPad, right? Because it needs to have it needs to have the dev wallet. Otherwise, I locked it on one of the bank deposit box. Okay, that is the issuance for me. Okay, so that's why that is the transparency as well, and spill out as well, right? So I write the small corner, on the bank, which is the cheapest, because I store mobile, right? This mobile with USB for just only reserving our debt wallets, So and then definitely, back to the question, right? Transparency is everything. That's why anyone can fill the liquidity or add liquidity in the future, right? And
Dave,
we will
sorry for
ensure that
you there. It's the connection is not as stable. You're cutting off a little bit there. Just
So I'm just going to quickly fill in on the question until Dave can fix up his connection.
For
is
sure.
that as are these projects that are going to get listed on the DEX? We will be doing a vetting process. As Dave is mentioning, transparency and safety with anybody that is working with us. Because we want to protect the community that's with us. We'll have our own vetting process, our own diligence, ensuring that whoever is listening with us is actually a genuine individual, genuine corp, genuine project. So we will be implementing a lot of verification aspects with respect to obviously on the technology side, but also on the people themselves. I don't think it's I don't understand actually why people are hiding their true selves when they're launching a project, or it could be just to take people's money. But for us, whoever is involved with us and listed on our DEX, we will make sure that they're vetted through us as well as through third-party groups as well.
Perfect. That is probably the best answer you could have come up with for the question itself. So definitely love the vision that you guys are going for, and I stand by it, because at the end of the day, we at GemPad always put the community first as well, and just wanting to keep the investor safe. So I most definitely stand by your points as well. So since we did, kind of touch upon the DAO itself as well, I was kind of wondering, I'm going to divide the question into two separate parts just so it's kind of easier for us to debate over it. So yeah, the first part of the question is actually, I was wondering if, for example, let's say I want to become a part of the DAO, right? Do I need to hold a certain amount of your token in order to be eligible to be one of the members of your DAO, or do you have any other criteria or requirements?
I think for the DAO itself, right now, we are now working on such a algorithm to break the barrier of the DAO, right? So, for example, like this is just an idea, right, for everyone. Mm-hmm. Okay, to do the DAO participation, you need to have the small amount of or large amount of certain institution, right? Let's say DEX, okay, to vote, right, or to decide the price. Okay, it's the same, like more or less like any swap available, right? Let's say for top 3. Okay, so we are actually creating our special DAO kind of assets, called GMEK. It will act like, let's say, like a syrup, So they can have that. Okay, they can have that. Otherwise, they can have our token, or vice versa. We are trying to merge this. For example, like, okay, GemPad, you have your own assets, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can merge together your asset within my asset without you are having my asset and I'm having your assets, but we can do a cross assets. Then Perfect. We develop that down, So this is something that we still work on it, how we can marry it between you and me, That's something, something like that, something like that. In the virtual world, okay? Not on the Okay. Amazing. So that's the aim,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the idea, is perfect. And what I was wondering, if we do take a look at the second part of my curiosity, I'm going to say, regarding the DAO itself. So did you already kind of decide, again, I know it's work in progress, right? So it's ideas for now. Of course, you're going to be implementing some other ideas and perhaps, kind of tweaking it to be perfect at the end of the day. So I do not expect that you guys will just give me, a 100% accurate answer because, again,
Yeah.
it's work in progress, right? But I was still wondering if you did kind of, talk with the core team regarding the process of being able to vote on proposals. So, for example, for the DAO that you're planning on implementing, will the community that is part of the DAO be able to propose any ideas regarding your development process, or will you be the ones proposing the ideas and let them vote? This is kind of what I was hoping to get an answer on.
Okay. For that context, we are really open source. Okay, so we will not do any limitation. Okay, for any positive open source that our DAO will be open voting proposals. So we will provide kind of a form. Okay, or any kind, like maybe they can give us as like a simple snapshot. So they can submit through the snapshots or anything that related, that we will provide the options in our decks in the later stage, to facilitate the community. Against, community comes first.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
that's perfect.
yeah.
I like the fact that it's essentially not tied to any limitations at the end of the day, because you have certain DAOs that I came across where you essentially you think you're part of it, but you are limited so much that at the end of the day it's not even worth to be a part of it, if that makes sense, right? So the fact that you are free to propose anything you'd like, it's not, of course, it's a DAO. It's not guaranteed, even if the idea or anything you want to propose isn't the greatest, you are still free to do so, because that's perfect. No community member is limited. You are free to do whatever you want, and at the end of the day, if it's a good idea, of course, the majority will agree with it, and if it's not, you are again free to just come up with a proposal, and again, at the end of the day, feel welcomed and part of the family, not even the community, part of the family, I'm going to say, right? Because transparency is key. Community is in the first place. So that is perfect. Very much enjoyable. Just wanted to say that. And we shall move on to the last question that I have for you guys. And then we're going to, of course, cover some of the community's questions, like I already mentioned. So I was wondering, this is more of an idea, I guess, than essentially a question. But you're going to see what I mean. So regarding, we can take a look at the DEX itself, or perhaps any other dApps that you will develop in the future. But let's just take a look at DEX for the first step. So regarding the DEX in general, I was wondering if you're planning on releasing in the sense of a separate tab on the DEX itself, right? So take a look at it like a separate tab, considering that you want to provide mass adoption at the end of the day. So as we all know, and that touch upon, that not everyone is familiar with the crypto space, so they would perhaps like to get some of the useful information before, let's say, investing or trading, anything you want to say. So, for example, they don't know where to go to find the trendiest or hottest news regarding the crypto space in general. So for an amateur, for example, if I was just starting out, I know that I did not know where to get the information, right? So I was just kind of left on my own and wanted to find it all in one place that could provide information as well as the option of trading. So what I believe would be a great addition to the DEX itself is offering a separate tab of, let's say, hottest and trendiest news in the crypto space, just so the amateurs and the ones that are just starting out could get some inside information, whether it's a nice time to invest in specific cryptocurrencies, right? So yeah, that's what I was wondering if you're planning on that as well.
Okay, I think that is our main topic. When we started, Rishi always told me, think about me. I don't know nothing. I don't know how to process. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Think about me. Think about other people that major out of the crypto world, that they don't know how to operate the crypto platform. That is my homework, to be honest, until today. Whatever I produce, that is my first priority, because see, as you told me just now, for the people who doesn't know this, who doesn't know that, and that is my big homework, and on the first short list of group, so I need to make sure that we gives a lot of education, to the people, right?
Great. Like what Dave said is that we didn't think of I guess showing it or presenting in the way that you mentioned, but I think it makes a lot of sense. And That's exactly what the goal here is. I think one of the reasons for not having mass adoption is the fear of the unknown, right? Because if you want to go buy something right now, I can use my ATM card, I can do a wire transfer. It just makes logical sense and it's easy, and that's the exact same idea and the ease of use we want to bring. And one of the other things, as you mentioned about presenting news, one of our targets here is not just to present news, because one of the challenges in the space right now is that people, there's so much misinformation out there. Nobody really knows what's real or not. And our goal here is to at least make the best effort to show vetted confirmed information, as opposed to just kind of linking into a feed where anybody can just kind of put whatever they want. As Dave said, is uh, providing education is critical, but beyond the education is, if people are going to come to us or to our platform for information, that our goal is to make sure that the information is as valid as possible. It's not
Yeah.
just some fake news, it's not just some kind of hype, right? So I don't know,
Yeah,
I just wanted to kind of
Yeah.
credible source at the end of the day, which is perfect.
exactly.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
that's in additional to that, we're gonna have a massive of space to play around, since we're gonna build our own server, our own router, so we don't have to worry about how big is the data is gonna be used, how big is the traffic, so we are not worried about that, because we are I would say 100% sure, that we're gonna have all the needed of the users, especially for the new users. Right now, approximately like almost 3.5% only people in the world joining cryptocurrency, right? In the next 5 years, it's going to be like more than 10% of the people using the crypto currency, called crypto economy, right? So this is the chance for us to give like something that maybe not ahead, but compilation from the other platforms that we're gonna maybe work together with them, or we will be the one who will build as the first file project.
Perfect, absolutely amazing. So yeah, Rishi and Dave, just wanted to say thank you very much for the lovely debate, and now we're gonna jump into some of the community's questions as well. So yeah, guys, just a kind reminder: let's try to keep it a question per person, just so we can cover a little bit more ground. And if you'll have any additional questions at the end of the AMA, just feel free to join Global Markets Telegram, and they will get you sorted ASAP. You've seen the transparency, you've seen everything. So yeah. And without being said, we shall open up the floor to Alina. You shall be the first question of the AMA. Welcome. Hopefully your day is going awesome, and you may ask a question now. Hello, Alina. Are you probably
Hello,
shy
can I
or?
ask question?
Of course. Welcome. You may ask your question.
Okay, my question is, as you mentioned about global market on your white paper, so I want to know that on your platform, is all coin available, like some coins available in Binance and some will available in future, or you only have those coins which is on Binance, and what extra features on your platform that attracts user towards you, because there is a lot of marketplaces. Have you got my question?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much. Okay, probably it's the question has been answered during our AMA, right? But however, I'm going to explain briefly. Uh, we I'm around 100 pairs to start, right? From the three different net, okay, BNB, Ethereum, and probably Polygon. Okay, so the one that moving a lot, okay, in terms of the volume and I would say sustainability. So that will be the one we will prioritize. Later stage, yes, we might we have bigger portfolio. Okay, so it's I would say this is like elevation of development. So we move in steps. Okay. What is the features of our DEX? I would say one-stop shop. Okay, you can buy vegetables in my DEX probably in the future, because we gotta have our own payment gateway system, right? Which we will integrate that with some kind of primary payment gateway like Visa, Masters, Amex. Maybe in Asia it's like HSBC, JCB, perhaps Citibank, right? So we will have those kind of aim to bring them together works, because it's surprising right now. A couple of primary bank in Swiss, in Germany, and in Europe in general, they try and they are now some of them working with cryptocurrency, that is the door widely open for us to develop even wider. Did I answer the question, Alina?
I think Alina is having
Thank
some
you
mic
so
problem.
much. I got it. Best of luck for your project.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alina. Thank you. Don't forget our private cell, yeah?
Yeah, exactly,
Give
which is
to us.
already live. Don't forget to check it out. So
I
yeah,
will
we
do
are
that.
we are moving on to, let's just quickly take a look. Hitman, welcome to the AMA. You may ask your question now. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Welcome.
Thanks, boss. How you doing? Good afternoon.
Fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm alright, mate. Dave, is that RM? Good morning, guys. Obviously,
Good
you're from
morning.
Canada, so all right. Quickly looking at your the allocation of the funds based on what you're doing with the private SOR that is actually ongoing. You have a chart that actually elaborates how these funds are actually going to be utilized. And I'm seeing you have 15% that is going to partnership, that is going to partners research and development. I also saw that you're having 20% of the same fund that is also going to research and development. My big question is, what is the difference between these two developments and the ecosystem at large that is also holding 55% of the supply?
Well, basically, I will just explain to you 50%, right? 55% public share for ecosystem. That's the meaning of ecosystem for us, because we're aiming to unity. Not only, so 55% of the profit, it goes to the community. The rest, yes, since probably you are following from the beginning.
Is there any way to improve it?
Sound is breaking, you see?
Yeah, it's just kind of going in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, basically, we will develop in steps, right? And as Rishi mentioned in the beginning, that we are not the company that selling the token for development. Okay. We don't even have the revenue, but we already build such as much as we have right now in steps, right? And we generate this volume of work, on development in a very massive way, in order to catch up this momentum. Right now is a bullish momentum, so I think it's very positive momentum for whoever you are to start to put the GMEK in your bag, and stack it as much as you can, So return to that question, there is nothing will be hide on the paperwork or tokenomic itself, right? Everything will be much open wider. You can check in our contract that how much will be separated, okay? How much will be the tax and how much will be the charity. Everything is stated on the smart contract. So we are not hiding anything, as Rishi mentioned. This is very important for us to keep the trust of anyone, the users, the investors, even the partners. So
And
regarding
even what,
development, we don't.
sorry to interrupt,
Go
Dave,
ahead,
is
go
that
ahead, go ahead, Rishi.
you
Go ahead.
know, about sharing with the charities or into development of different projects, we would be involving our community into that as well. It's not just about our choice. If somebody, like, if the community is like, we should support a specific project, or we should be developing something that they feel is going to be more useful for the world, right? Or even from the charity standpoint, is that because there's people that need help all over the world. It's not just about us. So before we allocate any funds, to specific things, we will put it out to our community, right? Because I think that's the key, right? Because, like, one of the things that happens is a lot of people are like, well, you're allocating 45% to all these things. How do we know that it's actually going to go into these projects, or is it actually going to go into research and development? Is it actually going to go to a charity? And as we've been talking about full transparency, we will involve our community in that. So we make like a joint decision, and we benefit the world together. Not just our decision as a company, but our decision as a community.
Yeah, and that's the functional of DAO as well that we will put in place. So before we start any kind of project near future, we will distribute the questionnaire, or we will distribute the ideas. So actually, all the holders can actually vote for us. This is about the community.
All right. Dave, actually, I not really doubting you in any way, and I obviously understood what you're actually trying to do for this, which is very awesome, and I really commend you for that. But looking at your the use of proceeds as it is actually clearly stated on the fair launcher, on the private sale part of things on GemPad, it's either I will actually suggest you having double development on the supplies, each carrying 15 and the 20% respectively. So since this is actually having to do with the same form of development, I will actually suggest you try to merge them both together to avoid putting up a little bit of should I say discrepancy with regards to trust or on the community towards the aspect of where you're
Sure.
headed and your idea. And I also understand you have a DAO, so hopefully the DAO might also want to be utilized at this particular point to actually get a very clear vision on what you're actually driving at. Obviously, we also have 55% for ecosystem. I also believe that when you talk of the ecosystem, you're still talking of charity, development, and all that. So I think you still have a lot of job to do with regards to the particular supply allocation. Make it
That's we
cleaner
are looking
and
for.
more straightforward.
That's we are looking for.
Awesome.
We're looking for a job. So we will work for the community. We are not working for ourselves, to be honest. We are not really looking for massive like benefit in our bag. No, our target is community and social work, So that's a different part, because I believe we are not that wealthy, but at least we have something that we can give back to the community. With your helps, community helps, we can give much more larger and bigger. So that's the reason why we actually putting that numbers.
Yeah.
We believe you, brother. We really believe you. Before I hand the microphone over to Renlands for the continuation of the AMA, your mother company is actually registered. Is this particular subsidiary actually registered as well?
I think Rishi can answer that. Our mother company is a Global Hire.
Or Global Market Token. Well, again, I just kind of put it out there. So all our companies are registered in Canada, in Edmonton, Alberta. So, Global Hire itself has been around since 2006, July, right? So, we've been around for a while, and we continue to grow. Global Hire itself has we have 5 offices right now in Canada. We probably support about 4,000 or 5,000 clients a year at this point. and that was one of the things, as we had discussed earlier, was that because we have an outreach across the world. So that's why it was really exciting to kind of merge these projects together, because from a payment standpoint, getting payments from around the world is not the easiest. There's a lot of countries out there where their governments are not allowing them to send money out of the country, and it's become like a challenge. So that's why even through wire transfers and things are becoming very complicated for people. Now, why that's happening? Are the governments are they trying to maintain control on their currency not leaving the country and just bringing in? We don't know, but that's why we want to create that platform where it's just ease of use, right? Doesn't matter if you're gonna acquire immigration services or you're gonna purchase a house. It shouldn't really matter. There should be full transparency and ease of use when doing any kind of transaction for a good or a service. But we are registered. Every company is registered in Canada. I don't know if that was a question, but I hope that answered something.
Yeah, it was a question. Thank you very much for the answers. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Thank you,
right,
Hitman.
thank you very much for the questions. And we are moving on to the last question of the AMA. So, who's going to take the spot? Let me just quickly take a look. Maxwell, all right. You'll take the spot of the last question of the AMA, so you better make it count. Make it a good one. The set is yours. Welcome.
Yeah, hey, Renat. Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Hey, you're audible. Welcome.
Yeah, great. Hey, dear GMEK team. You guys have been giving a great presentation so far. So, I just had a question. When it comes to the ecosystem itself, the buying of lands and properties, acres and all, and you fixed some amounts to each of them, and was wondering that the payments, are they gonna be done in crypto or in fiat, because you didn't really indicate that, as well as when it comes to the pricing of these properties, the acres of land, are they going to be based on the jurisdiction, the area, how scalable it is to resources and the markets? So yeah, those are my questions.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll take that one, Dave. So essentially, at this point right now, the purchasing has been happening using fiat. Again, our goal here is through our payment gateways to be able to incorporate crypto as well, so it becomes accessible. So this is like a reverse, because now through the use of crypto, obviously the higher level currencies, the more stable ones, to help purchase those real world assets, right? So as of right now, it is fiat, but our goal is to bring the crypto availability to purchase, whether it's land or other assets, or even if it's to go and purchase food, right? So that's what we're going to be bringing to the table. And yes, it will be based on the jurisdiction. So as of right now, all our projects are in Canada, primarily in Edmonton and surrounding areas. But as we expand out and we acquire more projects, they will be based, the valuation and the profits will be based on the particular jurisdiction. And then accordingly, the profits will be shared based on what we generate as an equivalent with the community.
Okay, great. So I got a few of the questions, but my internet happened to kick me out from the first part of the question. So just wanted to know for the payments on how they will be done, about
So essentially, right now, what will happen is that, like, when you purchase our token, and as we raise the proceeds, that will be utilized and converted to fiat in order to purchase those assets for now, right? But as we continue our development, the goal is to be able to do a direct purchase using the cryptocurrencies. So yeah, the idea right now, it is fiat to purchase the real world assets, whether it's the land or vehicles or any other assets that we can utilize to generate profit. Yeah, that's where we are as of right now.
Okay, great. So my last question is going to be when it comes to the geographical location, of the person who is actually purchasing this sort of assets. So I was just wondering, seeing that the crypto base is widely focused. So I was wondering, if I was not, if I'm, for instance, I'm in Nigeria right now, and I actually want a property where I'm located. I don't know if only those assets are located in Canada, or you plan to be having agents that will be scaling through the entire world ecosystem.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's a great question. And you know what? Um, let's look at the DAO aspect, and I'm just gonna use my layman terms. We're talking about bringing projects there where the community will vote. In theory, like what our goal here is to bring real world projects out there as well, where the community can vote. But again, the biggest thing is on due diligence, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to be able to control the assets where they're the most stable and where we can see the most growth. So let's assume you have a project that you think is feasible for Nigeria, or somewhere. We'll make sure that the due diligence is done. We'll put it out to the community so that it makes sense. But we will only invest in projects that are viable, because what ends up happening is there's projects all over the world, and we want to look at the stability and the return. So even if somebody says, oh, you're going to make 100% return, we have to see, is that actually viable? So it's a great question. And, we are open to worldwide, and that's our goal, right? It's not to be limited to where we are now. But the reason we are doing things where we are, because I'm located in Canada, we can see things, and we are regulated by the government, as opposed to some other jurisdictions out in the world. But that doesn't mean we're not open to investing in projects anywhere. And again, it's not just for assets itself. The reason we're choosing assets, it gives a backing, a security for the investment, right? It's not just into a project where there's nothing holding it valuable, So yeah, definitely we'd be open to it. And same thing, we would open up to proposals from different individuals. But as of right now, our assets are only in Canada.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So I believe that will be all from me. And yeah, thanks, Renland. You did mention one question I asked too. Sorry, but those are really important questions I find interesting myself. And yeah, you did a great job answering my questions. Yeah, so have a nice day, guys, and wish you
You
the best
too.
of luck with the project.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Adu. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't forget, private sell at GemPad.
Exactly. Thank you, Maxwell, for the questions. And yeah, with this, we shall conclude the AMA. So just wanted to say a special thanks to you guys, Dave and Rishi, for answering all my questions, for the lovely presentation, debate, as well as answering the community's questions. So yeah, once again, just like Dave already said, the special sale is already live, so feel free to check it out. And if you do have any additional questions, feel free to join their socials, and they will get you covered ASAP. So yeah, Rishi, Dave, thank you very much for the awesome AMA, and I hope you have a great rest of the day, and best of luck for the special sale as well.
You too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I really appreciate that. You guys.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful crypto private sale with us. Ciao.
You said it best. Enjoy, guys. Goodbye. We shall talk soon.
Ciao. Bye-bye.